not having even a single desk. Children writing exams on the floors. That was, I've given an example of the school. Now I want the school. Now we were able, through CDF, to make all the desks that were required. And these desks were made by Kalomo residents. Young men, young women, the youth like you, got in to buy timber from the suppliers within the country. Bought steel from the suppliers within the country and made these desks. They made income. Those who didn't have capital, we gave them loans to start. All these are from CDF. We give loans. And I can give very good examples of young men who have changed now. They are really big now from investing from CDF. And this is what we talk about. This is the way you create employment. You make the environment conducive so that other people can employ. These boys who made these desks and girls, they have now employed people who are making for them. They have got workshops. And this is the way you create employment. So we were able to make all the desks. The only snag we got was when we got in grade 8, some grade 8 students had to go to other schools. And now this year, we're making some more desks to equal the number for the new grade 8 entrants that have come in. So we'd like to thank the government for that. This is what we call a vision, where you are able to get your youth, get employment, be able to manufacture quality desks from Mukwa. Initially, we were exporting these desks we were importing them from China, all over, giving money to other people and leaving our own indigenous people. So for you, the youth, you must be very happy that there's a government that has got this vision that involves the youth. Unlike always looking for employment. We need to create employment ourselves. From there, we also bought a grader, CAT 140, which cost us 5 million from CDF. And we have been able to grade roads that had never been maintained from 1970. One of the roads we did is Shachtema Road. You would take 5 hours to reach Shachtema, a distance of only 40 kilometers. But now you take 30 minutes. From this same grader again, we did a road going to Mapatizia, Smatachela, which had never been graded from 1970. The various governments came, they couldn't maintain that road. But through this grader, we were able to grade the road from the third road up to Kapau. And this is what CDF has been able to do. And we have also graded all the roads within town. Go to Kalomo now, you will see what I'm talking about. We have also done the road to Kanchere. We have also done the road to the Chief's Palace in Namianga. It has gone into the works. As we are talking now, the grader is busy. And we have employed the young men to drive the grader and to do all the work. This is what development is supposed to be. Then we also have bought, the police received a vehicle. This came from our CDF. I think in the whole country, 150 vehicles were given, Land Cruisers. So our police station has got, if you are doubtful, you can call our police station. We also have we bought one CDF vehicle, which goes to monitor the projects. Did we buy any vehicle under PF? Zero. Did we buy did the council have any equipment which it bought from CDF or from the government? There was nothing. We also bought a compactor, which helps, when you are making a road, that compactor that will roll around to make the gravel road better. We have one which we bought at about 2.2 million. We also, from the money that remained, we give students, learners, we pay boarding fees. Because when people say free education, they think nobody's paying for that. No, there's nothing like free education. Somebody has to produce the money. And who produces the money for these students we give free is the government, UPND government. And that's a vision from the president. I have in Kalomo 900 students that right now are in boarding schools, and we pay through CDF. The schools will produce the invoices, and then we pay them. The council, the signatory, and also the CDF committee, where we are involved. So right now, my CDF chairman is busy signing payment of vouchers for these schools where these students are. So 900 this year. And if you remove this government in 2026, those students will be in the streets, and they will become junkies. We not only have 900 students that we're taking care of right this year, we also have 500 under skills students that we are sponsoring. These will range per term from 15,000, some 18, and we pay. We don't owe anybody. Once the school produces an invoice, we pay them. And these are the youth that are being paid for by the government, by the UPND government. And indeed, we need to give them a hand. Before, there was nobody being paid for. We have had now the students being trained on how to build, how to be engineers, how to be electricians, and many other varieties. But these come from the constituency, and we don't segregate. It doesn't matter who you are. Whether you are Chinese, looking, Indian, for as long as you're Zambian and you live in our constituency, we pay. And we have paid for all the applicants for secondary school. We never left anybody. And the money remained. Some money that remained. In 2023, we bought a genset for the hospital, which is there. We shared between Dundumwezi and Kalomo Central. If you go to Kalomo Request Mtanga Hospital, there is a genset that was bought, a very good one, to take care of the load shedding that comes. And even when you don't have load shedding, sometimes you need your own backup system. From there, before I come word per word, we also built in by people from Kalomo Central constituency. Young men, they got tenders. You are in town. They got good tenders to do spray races. And some were making 300,000, a young man 500,000, which is very difficult to make. They made 62 spray races. We used to have a problem of corridor disease, tick-borne disease. Cows were dying. People are not able, farmers were not able to dip their animal. When you have a cow, you have to dip it weekly. So the young men made these spray races, and from the time they were made, we haven't had any corridor disease for the past 3.5 years. Credit to the young men that made these spray races. They were able to make them, and farmers are happy. And this is what CDF is able to do. Now, we come to also, I talked about, we also bought a borehole drilling machine, which is new now in Kalomo. And it's starting to drill boreholes this coming August. We paid it in full, 5.2 million. And this is what CDF can do. We have now employed 6 young men. 1 engineer to work on the borehole, the driver, all these are youth that will create employment. And they will go around. We want people to have water. I have always wondered, in Osaka, a house can have water in the kitchen, in the toilet, and then also you can have water everywhere in the house, outside. But you have the whole village without water. From September, this will be the story of yesterday. We're going to provide water to all the villages that have no water, hospitals, clinics, schools, so that they can have a backup even when they already have a system. And this is what a government with a vision is supposed to do. And we must thank the president and his team for coming up with this vision. Because when the president started, I thought, why is he going to get the money? Because I was looking at the other government, how it was failing. I remember sitting with him under a tree at the community house, and he was telling me he's going to give about $1 million CDF. But I said, your friends now are failing to give 700,000. Where are you going to get $1 million to give each constituency? This government does that. I don't know what kind of government Zambians want. And this is what he has been able to do for us in Kalomo. We are seeing this, and I want you to go around and verify the information I'm giving you, so that you can see that what you are being told is actually true. Now, so we bought this drilling machine at 5.2 million, which will make water available. And those who have money will be charged just very little, so that they can just pay maybe for fuel, pay allowances for those workers, they will have water. Sooner or later, Kalomo, the story of shortage of water, will be the story of yesterday in Kalomo. And this is what a government should do. Provide services that can jumpstart the people to be able to live on their own. Now, apart from that, I also I mentioned the compactor, the rig police vehicle, CDF vehicle, genset. Now, let me come what we have done word per word. And I'm sure there are people from Kalomo here. Kalomo Central has got 12 wards. And how do we get these projects approved? First of all, the WDC, Ward Development Committee, sits in that particular ward with the civil servants, the headmen, all the stakeholders, and they decide what they want. Because I've seen some journalists ask me, what are you going to do now for Kalomo? It's not me, it's the people. And that's where development should be. The people who live there, they will tell you what they want. You might go there thinking, oh no, they need a school, and yet they need a clinic. So they will sit there and suggest, this is what we need for this financial year. And then they apply, it's brought to the CDF committee, the CDF committee sits, goes to local government and approves, and then the process of giving them what they've asked for starts. That's the way it works. So now, for the students, also, we give those that live in my constituency. Each person has got a constituency where they belong to. So you go to your constituency. And how do we do it? The WDC will sign to say, no, this manga is from Nachkungwat. So give him the bursary. We give. Just as a way of checking. From there, the forms are signed, filled in, and then they are given the bursary. Now, Nachkungwat, we built 1x3 classroom block. And we don't only build a classroom block, we also provided desks. And people are very grateful. The community came in, CDF came in, we built a 1x3 strong. This was the first classroom block I built under CDF. Did I build anything under PF? Nothing. Did I build anything or even a toilet when the first literally? Nothing. I'm stating the truth. People don't want to hear the truth. Because I want you to compare and see how this government takes care of you and your affairs. Even when people talk about the meal price, you have 4 children in your house. And they are going to these colleges where 15,000 each. And the government pays 60,000 for you, for your children, per term. And by the end of the year, it has paid 180, basically for one family. Surely, can't you subsidize somewhere? Now, we come here. So we built 1x3 classroom block, which is being worked now. It's actually a secondary school. Then we also built 1x4 laboratory. The first classroom block, because the parents were involved also, the community was fair. I think this we spent about 400,000. But the laboratory, about 1.5, it was full on contract. It's a beautiful lab with everything. You go to Dimwe Secondary School, you will find this laboratory. The contractor is Juru Taziza, who comes from within Kalomo. And the builders he contracted are from that same ward. So that money can be taken back to the people. Now also at Kasiz, we built Kasiz's in Nachkungu ward. We roofed 1x4 classroom, which was blown off. The student didn't have to stay for a long period without a roof. This was true because the CDF has got a disaster component. So when it was blown, we asked the disaster component does not have that bureaucracy of waiting for too long. You do it very quickly. And 1x4 classroom was roofed, which I never saw in the previous government. Then also, the same Kasiz, we also built a clinic, a house for the clinic. There is a borehole. The borehole, I don't want to lie, was done by a non-governmental organization through my lobby. And right now, as I'm talking, the house for the worker was built, a nurse, a health worker has already been sent, and then they are now putting solar. Once solar is done, maybe next week, this clinic will start functioning. That's what people are seeing now, the difference in the Kalomo Central. Then the same Nachkungu ward at Dabat Secondary School, we roofed 1x2 classroom block, which was blown off. And then there is a clinic that has been built, and this year we gave them a house and water circulation system. They have been given 350 days a contractor. Your friends are getting contracts there to build a house for the clinic for the clinic and also the water circulation system. Put 250,000. Young men there are making profit, young women, and they are earning a better living. Come to Kalomo, you will see people have changed. The same Nachkungu ward, Masempera, we built toilets for the school. And this year, we have given them They built 1x4, the people from the ward, and we are roofing it. We have given them 550 to have that whole roofed. We are looking for contractors. If you belong to Kalomo, please go back to your constituency. Chawila ward, we built 1x2 classroom block, provided desks as well. We built 1x2 classroom at Kanchere school with desks provided. Learners are learning now. 1 maternity wing at Kanchere clinic, which is a modern structure worth 1.3 million. There's a contractor now doing that, 1.3 million. This is the way of creating employment. This contractor has also employed people from within the world. And they are getting money and they are being paid, because you can't build without money. It's not like a story where no contractors are not being beaten. No, I work freely in my constituency. So this is happening right now. And then at Sam Chawila Ward, we have maternity wing, which I'm just talking, and the road was also done. I talked about it in Kanchere. Square, we built 2 flats for the clinic, houses for the clinic, through CDF. And the 1x3 classroom block with desks at Square Secondary School. This is where the grade 8s now are learning from. Headmen, we've been called Honorable Kamboni. Our children are now seated in desks. In a classroom, we didn't think this would happen. Then we have also, I said 1x3 classroom blocks, desks at Square Secondary School. Munakanyamba School, we built 1x2 classroom with desks given. 60 desks were done by myself. I used my pocket money to give them desks when they started. 60, that was in PF. I made 60 desks, and they helped with the community to build 1 teacher's house. I don't have a lot of money, but it was really trying to see what we can do, because for me, I've always said, if you are to be great, you should make a difference in other people's lives. Yeah. Man's greatness is not measured by how much money you have, how many cars. It's by the difference you make in other people. And someday, surely, we will remember this president. He is envied everywhere. But you see, sometimes if you have God, you don't know that what you have is God. It's like when you have a beautiful wife, you don't see that. She begins to it will be the people outside. That was on a light note. Now we go to Kalonda Ward. We go to Kalonda Ward. There was a dam, you go and ask Chief Shachitem, that in 1964 they made coordinates. They made a survey where the dam was supposed to be. It was never done under Kaunda. Kaunda left, Chiluba came, it was never done. Chiluba left, Rupia Banda came, it was never done. Rupia Banda left, Sata came, it was never done. Our late President, 6th May, so rest in peace, it was never done. But under UPND government, this dam was done. The chief was so happy. It cost us 4.2 million. The biggest dam we have in the province. The chief has to come on a wheelchair. He was not feeling too well. He said, I have to go. I'm telling you, this dam is big. When you look at it, it's beautiful. The day I went to see it, I saw for the first time a variety of birds we had. Birds around, because they could have water. They were quite very happy to have that dam. It's spread, and you see, I asked the people, because there are those who are jealous, I asked them, previous MPs, what have they done? Literally nothing. I have so many things to point, but it's not me alone. It's the president's vision. We are simply the carriers. Who provides the money is this government. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, we should learn to say what is good. In my country, we don't like good things. Even at school, when you're performing very well, they give you a funny name. They don't like anybody performing well. When you're fighting, you are liked. I think we should begin to appreciate merit and people with vision and tell them when they're still alive that what you are doing is good. These are facts and they are there. I'm not saying from without. So I was saying Kalonda Dam, there is a 4.2 dam that is there. Kalonda Ward. Then there is a modern palace worth 4.1 million for the chief. You go there, there's a beautiful conference room, just like this one, for the chief in the village. They work for the chief, they've got houses. It's a beautiful design. modern one which can fit anywhere, even in London. Go and see it, take interest. It's not only Chief Sachdema. I saw one with Chief Nalwama. There are many chiefs that have been given in the country. But I'm talking about Kalomo Central. I have 2 chiefs. The other one has not yet decided where the palace will be. But we are hoping once the land is cleared, another palace can start. This palace is beautiful. I'm telling you, you should take a time, go to your constituents and see where. Because the whole design is uniform in the whole country. So uniform design, and the design is beautiful, very good for a chief. We have one now at 95% completion in the Kalomo Central. There are also motorbikes that have been given to the chief. Not only for the chief, but for the workers to do their work. Isn't this nice? Then we come now at the same calendar ward. We have Katete 1x2 classroom block that was built. Students are using desks supplied. Champayuma 1x2 classroom. Katunduru roofed 1x2 classroom block. And the Kalonda, we had to give them a bowl when they had the water problem. And there was one thing interesting about this bowl. We went to dig, these young men with these big machines to find where water was. They couldn't. We dug 4 bowls, we couldn't find, they were all dry. But one man, and this is why we should improve science, who uses a stick to determine where water was, went and beat all the technology and found where water was. And we use him. Now he goes with a stick, once it bends down, there is water there. And he was able to find that it doesn't miss. We used him and we were able to dig 4 boreholes where we had dug dry boreholes. When you. Yes. Then we go to, this was Kalonda Ward. We also go to Shatema Ward. Chibomboma, there is a clinic waiting, handing over. I can't even finish handing over. Somebody just started without me going because there are just too many projects. Otherwise, I'll spend a lot of time just doing handover and not doing other works. So Chibomboma, there is a clinic there, done by a contractor from Kalomo Central. It is there now, awaiting handover. There is one house we built for a teacher at Chibomboma. Then Nakamanga School, we built 1x2 classroom block, provided desks. There is now 1.3 classroom block, which is almost finishing, awaiting handover. Then we have also a clinic in Sachdema at Nakabanga. It's complete, but now we have given them a house and toilet system. So it hasn't yet started, but once these are done, hopefully this year, contractor found out, that's what I'm trying to say. Those who are from Kalomo, please come back to my constituents. There are job opportunities there. Yeah. Form a company and be a contractor. Yeah. We also at Sachdema Clinic, then we also built, it's 95% complete. There's a mortuary being built at Sachdema Mission. We also did a laboratory with the mission and also CDF. It's a very beautiful laboratory because they were panicking now. They said, look, they will not give them a center number, they need a laboratory. That was that. These are all miracles CDF was able to do. Then we also, there's a market shelter for the marketeers. Then we also did, like I said, 40 kilometers of Shatema Road done. And people are so happy. They wanted to, even drunkards will phone me midnight. Honorable, we're able to do 30 kilometers. They wake me up anytime. Those who are drinking, they're so happy. Anybody from Shatema here? Then we go to Chifusa Ward. Chifusa is by boundary of Shatema between Mayobo, Dundume's constituents, and also part of it, this Mbabala constituent. Now, Chifusa Ward, we did 2 flats for teachers, semi-detached, for Mayoba Primary School. Then Chifusa Secondary School, we did 1x4 laboratories painted, the zincs are there, it's almost complete. Then Maumbe, we did 1x2 classroom block and the desks were provided. I haven't even had time to go and hand this in. We just told them just start because there are too many projects. There are other things to do. Then also a house was renovated for the veterinary officers. In the case we don't know, each ward will have a veterinary officers which have been provided by this government. Also they will have somebody from agriculture to guide the farmers. When animals are sick, by the way, we are #1 in maize production in the country. When Kalomo harvests, the country is fed. Eat made from Kalomo, you will never forget. Then we come to Mayoba Ward. Mayoba Ward is just near Zambia. They call this place, Kalomo, by the way, is very cold. So there also we built the first dam, Nanzoka Dam. The place was really dry. You would cry if you see how we play about with water. Go in these rural areas. When we did this stuff, the place is really dry. People were so happy. And when we had this drought, you would see cows just rounding the dam. Food was not there, even for animals. But this is what CDF has done. Even animals are highly benefiting. And I must mention, even when we're talking about CDF, that my animals, Kalomo has got a lot of cows. Now vaccinations are coming on date. The veterinary department even fails to finish the medicine. Some they do expire now. That's how much this government is doing. And I'm very happy for that, for my constituents. So we did Nanzoka Dam, then also Munkolo, we did 1x4 classrooms. Very beautiful. The contractor was very good. I think I appeared on TV when I was handling this. We did 1x4, which the roof was taken off, even the walls literally collapsed. But we did this very quickly, and learners are very happy. Then Munkolo Clinic was also done, roofing renovation. It's almost like building another clinic. And staff house renovation. Then Munkolo Bridge was done. When I went there, they told me, Honorable, we have so many governments have come. That bridge, it's not a very special bridge, but students used to be drowned in there. They would miss exams, they wouldn't go to write exams when there was a lot of water. So they said, if you can do that dam, Honorable, we are voting for you again. So when you see me again, don't be surprised. This bridge was built. And I would like to thank the President. Through CDF, this bridge was built. Then in Mayoba Clinic, we did also a staff house. We come to Chileshe Ward. Arara School, one staff house was built. And also 1x3 classroom block is at 99% completion, but learners are already there and desks were provided. Malala School, it was blown off, almost the whole school destroyed 1x3. We did that innovation. And it's beautiful now, and we provided them with desks. Then also at Chileshe Ward, there's a maternity wing, the modern one, 1.3. I think, I know it's about 60% completion now. Beautiful design. Like in Osaka. We want even people to go to village so there's no difference. Not where when you go to the village, this is not there, this is not there. No. So there's a clinic, the Chileshe Ward, there's the maternity wing that was approved and is being built right now by a contractor from Kalomo. Making money, and young men, there are young men that are getting this contract. They are young men, you know. So young women who are not yet married, come to Kalomo. Moomba School, we built a house also on a lighter note. Moomba School is a teacher's house that was built through CDM. And then also staff house at Kasumo School. We also did in Chileshe Ward, Smedanduri, 1x2 classroom block for the community school. It's a community school actually. I have not yet finished. No, we want the truthful. Yeah, you are recording me, so you go and prove. But when we tell you, you think it's not the truth. Chonga Ward, there is a 1x3 laboratory being built at Chonga. Then we have also 1x3 classroom block that was blown off at Chonga. We roofed it. One clinic at Smapungula. The clinic is complete. Now we gave them another approved project for the house and water system. House 350, water system 250,000. You can get that contract. You know, go back to the land, go back to the village. So Smapungula clinic is complete, but we have to put a house before we make a send and the water articulation system. Then we also have a road to prison to B. Williams shed being done by the same grader 140 Caterpillar. Spatulian Award, Kasikiri, we did 1x2 classroom block, which is awaiting handover. I was there 2 weeks ago, over the 4 days break. I went to Kasikiri, I saw it's a beautiful classroom. So what is remaining is for me to go there and hand it over. and the desks will follow. Every classroom that is built, the desks have to follow before it is handed over. Lusumpuko, there's a 1x3 classroom block being done at 80% completion. One classroom block at Inkumbi. We only did one classroom. And now they have been given 1x3. This school is a school where in each classroom, grade 6, in the first term, they had 99 students, one classroom. And the school is older than most of you here. It was built in 1964, but I had only 2 classroom blocks. Can you imagine? And now this government is going to give them 1x3. Money approved, money is there. And they also did a 1 classroom block for them. Grading of Smatachera Road, I talked about because it passes through Spatunyana. Namyanga Ward, 1x4 classroom block to be completed at Mutara. It's already complete. They are roofing now as we are talking. Those who are from Kalomo, please go and check. Then we have 1x2 classroom block at Mutara A. That was Mutara B. Then grading of Namyanga Road twice. It has been done. We have 1 clinic staff house at Bero. This is I'm going to hand over. We have Parliament is closing on 1st of August. 2nd, 3rd, I'm going to eat meat as we hand over this clinic. It's true. Those who want can join me. I'll give you the date. It's true. Good Hope, we built an abortion block. Mukwela Secondary School, there's a 1x2 classroom block that was built and just given. They are right now completing 1x3 laboratory. You can see we are trying to promote education. We're not trying. We are doing it. You know? But then Smakwe Ward, we have 1 staff house at Nazongo. It's complete. I went to see it. It's very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. We have a maternity wing that was completed and handed over at Monday. Go and see it. It's there. Maternity wing. With beds. Women now can actually be respected. Be going into maternity wing. You women, what's wrong with you? Why can't you love such a thing? We are really, oh, it's true. It's true. In the new, look. Listen. Sorry to say this, in Bill 7, and you must respect this president. 20 women now will come to Parliament to act. Isn't that good? Many presidents have come, have not looked at women. Look at this government. You have the Minister of Justice for the first time, a woman. The Speaker of the National Assembly for the first time, a woman. This government has really believes in gender equality or gender parity. Are we together? So when I comment like that, I mean what I'm talking about. Then we come now to, I said, the maternity wing at Monde, then a staff house, and a clinic at Mwazi. The clinic is completed, the staff house is still being built. But we also have given them money to complete a 1x3 classroom block because of grade 8. The community built the classroom up to finish the wall, and the roofing and the finishing will be done by CDF. Nazongo, we also did the humps, because you Lusaka people drive very fast. We put the humps on the road. When you go check, you'll find the humps at Nazongo. Then really see, matter what, I think I already mentioned the genset at the hospital. We also did mother's shelter at Request Mutanga Hospital, 1x3 laboratory at Green Acres in Mata, humps. As you go to Livingston Road, people really complain. There are humps that are there just opposite my house. You will see them. Street lights have been done. Come to Kalomo, we have street lights now. Junkies are failing to find employment because it's daylight. There are lights in the night. So at least people can use that street and they are safe. We have a 1x3 Macrimont classroom block that is at 99% completion. We have 1x3 roofing at Kalomo Primary, which was roofed at Kalomo Primary School, which is Kalomo Basic. Toilets at Wacha Market. And yeah. So we also, yeah, there's a number of them that were given to Matawans. This is what I have not completed. Are we together? We have also given grants to women cooperatives. Women have changed now. Their husbands were even saying, honorable, stop giving our women. Now they are able to challenge us in our homes. Because they have income. Because they have what? Income. You said when I said women should thank this government. The grants are given to women and the youth. Are we together here? And we have been giving, without fail, every year, 3.5 million to women and the youth. But I'm disappointed. You would find we give 110 cooperatives. But the youth will be only maybe five cooperatives. The rest are women. And I've been wondering what our youth are doing in my constituency. So what we do is, for these grants, we give 1/4 to 40. And we don't pay back. So they've been able to buy goats, some have started chicken, some have bought pigs. They have done a lot of farming activities. Last year's Christmas, I went to Katunduru. There were 300 women. And they slaughtered 16 goats from their money. They just simply said, MP, come. And each cooperative, they were wearing different chitenge material. They are their own, you could tell them by the chitenges. I really danced with these women. I ate. Oh yes! We were celebrating. They said, it's true. When we are member of parliament, we have to dance. I said, get me correct, I said we had Christmas. They invited me. We want you, honorable member. One I gave to my son, one is two there. Yes, so now I'm emphasizing also the grants, yes. So now we also, Chifusa, a group of women also, who are not less than 200, also invited me to represent the president and everybody to thank the government for what they have done. So we have given 3.5 million every year to grants for women and for the youth. We have given every year 3.5 million for loans to young entrepreneurs. Every year, right now, within 2 weeks, we are giving another group 3.5 million in Kalomo, and maybe next week, everything all done well, we are giving again another 80 clubs, cooperatives of women. Ladies and gentlemen, this is all from a new government. All in 4 years. All in 4 years. I wonder sometimes why we cannot see what a good government is. Even when I've done this, sometimes people want you to give them money to call you a good leader. I think a good leader is to have a vision that is practical, that you can implement. And this government has just proved that. It has just proved that. Even loan bursaries in schools. I'm the chairperson of the education committee. I know what I'm talking about. The loan bursaries have increased for you people. And nobody talks about that. It's not only that. Grants are going to schools, government clinics. They never used to receive money before. These days you see headmasters even opening accounts for the school. There is money given to each school according to the number of students. But previously, ministries at lower level, at high level, never used to receive money. They would be playing draft at lunchtime. There was nothing to do, no money. But this time, mark my word, I know Mwata School, secondary school, receives about 200, roughly 180 to 200,000 per every quarter. Kalomo Secondary School receives, apart from boarding fees they get, they receive grants from the government. Clinics, hospitals now receive grants from the government. This never used to happen in the previous government. The budget would be said, but you also look at performance. If you look at the UPND government, in terms of performance, it's doing very well. Under the PF government, a budget would be said, but no money comes. Who will do this? Nothing's being done. Budget performance, first quarter, 0. The next quarter, very bad. So, ladies and gentlemen, for me, I think the vision of CDF is a true vision. I never thought it would reach this level. I am surprised. And I should thank the president of this country, all the people, the UPND members, the media team, and yourselves. I've stated the truth here. We need to support this government. Because if you remove it in 2026, I'll have these 500 students out of school. These 1,000 students every year out of school. You will bring problems to my constituency. For us, it's pain. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, We now reach a stage when we have to get 2 3 questions for those that And those questions will be premised on the Kalomo Central constituency. They should not be generic questions. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 there. Tell us your name and the media institution you're coming from.
Right, my name is Mayvin Augustine Kamboni from Christian Nation FM. You have painted a very successful narrative in terms of how the CDF is performing in Kalomo, and somehow it must be commended. But I have information on my desk which suggests that there have been disagreements between the CDF committee and Kalomo District Council, and this led to about 107 projects to stop. Let's make a clarification of that issue and whether now those hiccups have been sorted out. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much. Next question, yes?
Good morning, Honorable. My name is Rebecca Lungu from Lusaka region. You've listed down quite a number of successful projects under your constituency, and your critics are saying that you are making some community projects as a CDM. And these projects are the Bello in Namunduga Ward, then Katete in Kalonga Ward, as well as Nasepena in Nachikungwi Ward. Your take on this, thank you.
Yes, I do.
Making community projects as CDF.
As CDF, yes.
Yes,
My name is Francis Chipalo. I'm a freelance journalist. My honorable is on CDF. Yeah, you highlighted a number of successful projects that you have done under the increased CDF. But your colleagues, some of your colleagues in the ruling party, are complaining that CDF has never been enough. And these are MPs from constituencies like here in Lusaka, which where we expect developmental projects to be easily delivered. But yet you coming from a constituency, which is probably larger than less seminary constituency, you've given a lot of successful projects that you've done. What would be your comment? Some of your colleagues are saying CDF has never been enough, but you're positively telling us about the project which you've done.
Thank you. So at this point, we'll ask Honorable Kamboni to respond, starting with the first question.
Okay, the first question from Maybe. You said 192 projects, not?
No, it's
All right?
137.
137, I'm not aware.
137.
I'm not aware about that. We don't even have that kind of project.
No, there is probably.
Let me answer, yes. So I'm saying, let me answer, yeah. So you can see me afterwards, but this information is wrong. Of course, when we to put a building, it's not always smooth running. Am I not right? You have some challenges that you solve. There are issues that you do. The highest number of projects that we have actually laid at a go is about 35. Okay? So not that number of 130. There was a time when I don't know when they went to when we had one CS who was not knowing what was going on the ground and said wrong figures. I don't know where that's where you got it from, but that story is not true. Yes, so you can make a follow-up. It is not true. We haven't had such number of projects at a go. How? So we are only given for projects because CDF is in compartments. See, there's money for loans, there's money for schools. There's money also for administration, and there's money also for projects. So you can't have that. I think I've mentioned the number. So I think that is not true.
Let me just clarify on the disagreements between the council and the CDF committee, because that is where
there's no disagreements. What happens is that we do have. Are you with me here? There we have two signatories, and I'm the one who suggests certain guidelines to improve accountability and transparency. So we have signatories on the CDF and signatories on the council. So if we are not satisfied, we don't sign. Are you with me here? Yes, there was a case, I'll give one clear example, which is still under investigation, where students who did come from Kalomo were put as Kalomo students. which we stopped. It was supposed to be fraud actually. So many students at Notec brought, we refused to sign. And I went to Notec myself and investigated on to find the students from Kalomo were only 9. The rest were not from. So we stopped that case. So there are cases where, if there is an attempt, we stop. And disagreements will be there, which are health-wise. In the end, we move forward. So to get all these done, you have to stop a lot of things. You have to be alert, you have to be on the ground. So if, for instance, there are times when one payment is produced twice, when we don't sign that. You're with me here. So we don't. We say, where is this coming from? I have another situation where perfect driving is in court, and I can't say much. Where a driving school came to claim money for payment when we didn't approve them in the city. So we refused. And we are in court. We said we go to court. And we are doing very well. Yeah. So those is part of work. Yeah. The next question was the you see, I think if you listen very carefully, as we are looking at, like right now, Masempera has built, a community has built, I mentioned this, a classroom block, and finished the wall. CDF picks it over, so that next year, the grade 8 can go in. We have children who are working now, 16 kilometers to go for grade 8, going and 16 kilometers coming back. And if we wait for the community is tired now. They have been donating to put that over a long period. And now CDF takes over. I have said in Muras 2, the community built 1 by 4. And they came to say, this is where we end now. CDF picks it over. And all we want is to make sure we deliver to the community. So as we work together, community involvement is very good. They trust the CDF and they work very hard. Sometimes they will bring bricks, they will bring rivers, or they want that facility to serve the community. It's not a question of running to say who does what. If they have done their part, we pick it up. Right now, because of the grade 8, Nazlongo, they are building now, as I'm talking, on their own the community. And we'll pick it up. Because if they feel they have an urgent work and they can do the community, let the community be involved. Then they're saying CDF has never been enough for others. I wouldn't really want to comment for others, but just on a light note, some MPs, me what I know is they complain that there's too much money. We still have money again, they're saying more. It's true. Yeah. Yeah. We had about almost 400 million, which has not been utilized. There is more money in CDF now. If you listen to what is happening, there's 400 million. We are still using up to now. As we just finished 2024, this year. This is when we are beginning of 2025. There's more money than work because of the pace and the bureaucracy. So really, I think you check those facts again. We can check the Minister of Finance. They will tell you how much money is remaining for CDF.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next round of questions. One. Next, I think that's the on one. Yes, you can tell us your name. Oh, there's another one here. Second one. Okay. Can you proceed that way?
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Honorable. Are you from the start of the address?
Your name and which institution you're representing?
Sorry, my name is Etiwe Mwemba. I'm from Live Radio. Yes. From the start of your address, you mentioned that the PF had actually failed to give CDF funds. You actually had issues of receiving CDF funds during that time, and you also said that you had done nothing in the constituency that would actually uplift the lives of the constituencies. Now, looking at that, you're saying this is your second term. So what message exactly did you give your constituency to re-elected you for a second term when there was totally nothing that you did for them that would actually give them that you actually get you back? Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
My name is Mengaya. I write for Zambia.
Yeah.
I have a question that links in clarification. You mentioned that the township roads were constructed using CDF and the community contributed money to pay for the filling station, and yet the council
Which filling station?
in the No, it's just coming from based on the CDF and the other things are not mentioned in this. So, and there is an issue that the council remains somehow inactive, and you have to push them to this application. When you clarify what is happening with the performance of the council.
The what?
The performance of the council.
Okay, so I guess this is the last question. Another one again.
Yeah, it's a follow-up. I know it's given part of the response,
Okay.
which is why I said some MPs are complaining that there's a lot of money. They are CDF. The president recently sent a strong warning that he will not tolerate those who are not utilizing CDF. Are you able to comment? You've utilized it, but others seems not to be utilizing. So two conflicting statements from you.
Come again. So you're saying?
You are utilizing CDF, but others seem not to be utilizing the same CDF. What do you comment? The president wants also.
No, I think that has been clarified.
No, he
There is
hasn't.
money and utilized. And that's the word of the president, not so.
Yes.
And that's what we are saying. That is what he's saying. He agrees with you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is some of his colleagues are not.
Okay, so may we allow the journalists, friends, okay? May we allow our friends to breathe?
Let's talk about it.
It's okay. Okay, it's okay. That is his question. Those of you who have your questions, you've asked, but that is his question. Correct. So if he needs clarification, let us allow him to. Thank you. You're welcome.
Protect me.
Thank you. Protect him. Thank you.
Yeah, is it Kitue? Kitue, yes. You see, this is, of course, the first job of a member of parliament, Kitue, is to make laws. I'm sure you know that. That's the first function, duty. The next one is to provide oversight. Now, when we were, this is what I'm trying to say, I was crying for teachers. They would hear me speak about this. Who is supposed to provide the teachers? It's the government. And they were there and pushing, talking in parliament about these issues. But we had, of course, we engaged other people to help, other non-governmental organizations were pushing, were kept busy, and so forth. But PF, frankly speaking, they only provided 2 CDFs in 5 years. And nobody checked them. At the other time, they only gave cabinet ministers. Not even giving all their own PF members, but just cabinet ministers were given. So these are the challenges that we had. So we had to push. Nothing was done at the council. And I remember the last year, 2021, I only received 1 teacher. Only 1 teacher for the whole Kalomo Central, which was actually Kalomo district. But now in this government, I was able to receive 188 teachers, so many teachers that I'm receiving. And it's not only in my constituency, but everywhere. Then this one, there's an issue on MPs that are not doing anything with the CDF. I wouldn't really want to comment, but this is why we brought in the DC. You see, it's jealous, basically. You are given something to use, and you don't want, because you think it will promote UPND. But you are making your own people suffer. That's a bad attitude. That's really bad attitude. And this is why in the CDF committee, we have to bring in the DC, because others want to sabotage. Because they think now, just like when there were people who were praying that it shouldn't rain. It should not rain so that it is hunger again, UPND is moved from there. But how do you think like that? You know? So these are some of the things that we are. But when you're a member of parliament, you have an obligation and you are accountable to your electorate. So those who are not doing that, they are voters who give them the answer they need. That's not a very good habit of doing that. But frankly speaking, there is money that has not been used. And also, people are different. Even here where we are, some people are lazy. Some are hardworking. Even where we are here with cameras, some will fail to produce a story. That's the way life is.